This is the study guide for section 9.4. The first thing we'll do is look at the information they give you at the top. They're telling you that the triangle formed is similar to the original triangle. That's what happens when you have a segment that's going through a triangle and it's parallel to the other side. Also, that line is going to separate the sides into segments of proportional lengths. So basically, 9 compared with 12 is going to equal 6 compared with x. A lot of us discount that information on the study guide, but it's really helpful. If you're stuck, look up there. Now, it's important to note that we're comparing entire sides to parts in this proportion, but you could have also compared entire sides with entire sides. For example, you could have compared 9 with 21. You could have compared 6 with the entire side, 6 plus x, or x plus 6. Two different ways to do it, which obviously adds to the confusion. Okay, and number 1, we want to complete the proportion. Segment AB, I'll make it red. We're going to compare that with segment BM. That's an entire side compared with a piece. You got to do the same thing on the other side. So you have to compare this entire side with a piece. Okay? Now that entire side was segment AC. That was a terrible A. Okay, now I'll erase, and we'll redo this for number 2. Segment AD, that's this entire side compared with segment AC. That's also an entire side. That's got to be the same thing as the entire side up here, segment AM, compared with this entire side, call it segment AB. Okay, we'll erase again. Try it one more time. Segment CB, this is where it gets a little tricky. That's an entire side. We're going to compare that with segment DM. That's an entire side. That's got to be the same thing as segment AC. That's an entire side compared with, I'm going to use a different color here so you don't get confused, that entire side. Okay, left side to left side equals bottom to bottom. So that's segment AD. Okay. Number 4, we're looking to find the value of each variable. I'm just using my side splitter theorem. I'm going to cross multiply. 14 divided by 5, what does that equal? Okay, well, I'm going to type it in my calculator, and it's going to tell me 2.8. Number 5, watch yourself, because after you do a side splitter theorem, you might think this is the same type of deal. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. See if you can figure out why it's different and why I did it that way. Where did the 21 come from? Okay, well, notice how on the right side here we have an entire side length. We're calling that x. You shouldn't compare that with a part of a side like that 12 is. You should compare it with an entire side. Oh, I called it x. That entire side is 21. That's where that came from. 12 plus 9. Okay, we're going to cross multiply. We're going to take 21 times 6, and we're going to divide that by 9. And that gives you 14. Okay. Number 6, looks like we're going to have to do twice the work because there's 2 variables. Watch yourself on this one. I'm going to start with something simple. 4 to 6 equals 2 to y. That's your side splitter theorem. So y, if you're cross multiplying, will give you 12 divided by 4. We know that's 3. Okay, now watch yourself on this one. You want to find x. Well, the 5 corresponds with the x. But the 5 and the x are entire side lengths. They're not parts like the 4 and the 6. The 4 is an entire side, but the 6, that's just part of a side of the triangle. So that's why you can use the 4, but you got to use the 10. Okay, 4 plus 6. So 50 divided by 4 would give you 12.5. Number 7, same kind of deal. Watch yourself here. I'm going to use the side splitter theorem to start with. So I'm going to say 2 to x minus 1 is the same thing as 3 to x plus 1. And I'm going to cross multiply. So be careful. You're multiplying a number with a quantity in 2 different spots. So distribute. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Then I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So x is 5. And you can plug back in if you want. If x is 5, then that guy's 6, and this guy's 4. 2 to 4, does that equal 3 to 6? Yeah, sure it does. Okay, now watch this one. Just like the last problem, if you want to find y and 12 are entire sides. Make sure you're comparing that to a ratio of 2 entire sides, 2 to 6, right? Where does the 6 come from? Well, it comes from 2 plus 4. It's not the 6 that's over on the bottom right. Okay. So cross multiply, 24 divided by 6. That'll give you 4.